This is the most incredible pan-roasted loin of venison with a delicious, rich and punchy red wine sauce. This is epic. So sit back, relax, and let me show you how to make it. Right guys, so today something very, very special. In this bag, we have one of my all-time favourite meats. What is it? It is a beautiful loin of venison. This thing is outrageous. It's like butter. So there it is. Nice, thick-sized loin. And just look at it. Look how tender that is. And we're going to be cooking this with a delicious, rich red wine sauce. Very simple recipe, but something once you know, you can cook up in about half an hour, I'd say at most. Great for a Friday night after a long week at work. It is truly delicious. So the first step, we're going to take our loin of venison and we're just going to trim off some of these little bits of silver skin and sinew. Just clean it up, ready for the pan. I might cut this into 2 steaks because that is a beast. And then we're going to take it from there. There you go. So you see that there, guys? Little bits of silver skin and sinew. And if you've spent good money, you don't really want there to be any kind of nasties on there, whatever. So I'm going to trim it up, get those off. Now this is an incredible lean bit of meat. So for myself, I always cook this rare, occasionally medium rare, but I'm just showing you today how I cook it. This is what I do with it. So try and use a really sharp, small sort of paring knife for this, just so you're only removing the silver skin, and it's as simple as that. It almost peels away basically. We can actually keep these little bits of trim for our sauce. I'm just going to pop those to one side. There we go. Just kind of get underneath the sinew, and I cut off a little sort of handle almost, if you will, and from there you can kind of pull it up and it'll pull away itself a little bit, but you can kind of run the knife along, let the knife do the work, and it just comes right off. And look at that. It really is like butter. It's a cliche to say, but that is incredible. Big bit down here. From underneath, gently tease it away to give us that sort of that handle, like getting off a sticker. That's the best way to think of it. Chunk there and nip that away. You can see how easily this is coming off. So there we go, beautifully done, clean as a whistle, ready to be portioned and cooked. There we go, just look at that. This thing is a beauty. And here we have our trim. That has flavour. That is going into our sauce, no waste. There you have it. We've done a pretty good job there. Our trim goes into a bowl, and that is going to be joining our smoky bacon in the sauce. I'm going to portion this up. I want to go over nice big chunks, so I'm going to take it to about here, and I'll have a smaller steak that I'll cook for myself when I finished editing this video. Look at that. Nice cheeky little steak, nice thick, like a fillet. And so that is good to go, and that's going to be incredible. Next up, in this bag here, I have some smoked streaky bacon, which smells absolutely divine. So I'm going to go with 3 rashers. In fact, bunch them up onto the board, and then very simply cut down through the middle, bunch them up again, and very roughly we want to cook these up into nice little lardons. Again, same as the shallot. We want a good bit of surface area. The smokiness adds an amazing flavour to this sauce. It does actually come through if you use a decent amount of bacon. It just gives another great layer of flavour. Normal bacon is fine if you don't like smoky, but come on. So there we go, perfect little lardons, roughly chopped. And like I mentioned earlier, our venison trim is also going to be going in the pan with our bacon. This is sinew, so a little more difficult to cut, but we're just going to chop this down a bit. And there we go, our smoky bacon, our venison trim, getting acquainted. So let's get cooking. There we go. Heat, somewhere around medium. And first up, we're going to be rendering out the fat from our smoked streaky bacon and our venison trim. So this is going to go in the pan first. No need to really warm that pan at this point. There is loads of fat on that bacon. So get that in there. And we want that to begin to start to release that fat. A slow render before we get a bit of caramelization on there. keep the heat lowish. We want to take our time a little bit here. Possibly might want a bit of oil, but we'll see how we get on. There's loads of lovely fat on that bacon. No seasoning at this point, of course. The bacon is nice and salty. That is the sizzle we want. Not too aggressive, but ticking away nicely. We're picking up a little bit of colour on the venison. Bacon, you can see, is starting to release a little bit of fat there. Tiny, tiny dash of canola. We're almost ready for our shallots. Now, for our garlic, the prep could not be more simple. Reason is we're going to be using this garlic in two ways. The first, we're going to be throwing some of it into the sauce about the same time that we throw in our bacon. And also, we're going to be finishing the venison, butter, some thyme, and some garlic. So, sideways on the board, and very simply, down through the middle. Easy peasy, job done. So at this point, what I like to do for this particular sauce is I will get in there with my garlic, which I just pop in there like so. And for layers of flavour, we're going to hit it with a little black pepper. We're going to use a bit more later. But we want a bit of black pepper in there now, which is going to toast. So we're going to have some pepper that's toasted and we're going to use some fresh at the end. We want some shallot. Very simple. Off with the top, off with the tail. Same again. And then very simply, taking great care, down through the middle. And then you want to remove the skins from the shallot. Dice it up pretty finely. So through the middle, right the way through. Cut it into these thin battens almost, and then fingers in, back of the knuckles. So there we go, nice and fine. They're going to cook quickly, lots of surface area. So we're going to get loads of flavour into our sauce, while keeping the cooking time relatively quick. Prepped, ready for the pan. Now, we're going to hit it with our shallot, about the same amount as the bacon. That heat can go up a dash, nothing crazy, but a little bit. So already the flavours we have in there are phenomenal. Shallot, garlic, bacon, venison. So to help our onions along, tiny little dash of salt. More to help them release their water and sweat off than for seasoning. This is going to be a lovely rich sauce with some nice beefiness, a nice smokiness in the background. Amazing. The shallots are starting to soften. Our garlic there, nicely releasing its flavour into the pan, nice and gently. Right, so that shallot is pretty much there. So what I'm going to do, go in with some thyme, just move that around a little bit, butter. Right, so now, time for a little dash of red wine vinegar. Just a touch. Give that a moment to reduce to a syrup. And next, our red wine. You can be generous with red wine, bring the heat up a tiny bit. And what we're doing now is reducing that wine until the liquid is largely gone. We're just left with a beautiful, rich, sticky syrup. We're going to need a saucepan. We're also going to need a nice fine sieve. Look at that. Beautiful, rich purple colour. We're going to be letting out the sauce with our stock, which is where the consistency adjustments are going to be made. So you can really afford to reduce this right down. And there we go. That now is what we're looking for. And so, in with our stock. Heat down so we have a nice, gentle simmer. Just a little bit of bubbling around the outside there. Gently reduce and infuse the liquid with all of that flavour in there. Give it a taste. Wow. That has got a punch. Already know we're going to need a little bit more seasoning. And this is the next step with our black pepper. Another few twists. So we had some toasted black pepper. We got some pepper that's just going to kind of cook away in the sauce. Nice gentle reduction, and we're just going to give this about 10 minutes There we go, so that has been gently reducing and infusing for 10 minutes. What we're gonna do now, saucepan, a nice fine mesh sieve on top of your pan. We're gonna pass our sauce through the sieve into our saucepan, be gentle. And give it a little push like that, just to pass everything through. I'm getting loads of liquid out of that, so do spend a minute, give it a squeeze. Right, we have our sauce made, ready to finish off shortly. We're gonna move on to our venison. And the most important thing here is having everything ready to go. We've got our pan on the hob. We have our beautiful loin of venison sat here on the gastro, ready. Our aromatics, garlic, thyme. We have our butter, so we are set. We want this pan really nice and hot to get a great crust on the venison. In with a splash of our canola oil. And also a little dash of oil on the venison, rub that around. Salt, nice and evenly, all over that venison. Fine salt, which will help with our crust. No pepper though, that is gonna come later. So that's ready. Move the oil around in the pan and then lay in your venison. We want that sizzle. Move it around in the pan, turn every 30 to 45 seconds. We want great crust on there, nice and barky. Hit it on all sides. Agitate the venison in the pan. Keep it moving. Pan is gonna have hot spots. There we go, that is what we want. Beautiful caramelization. Nice barky crust on there. Use the pan to the advantage. Lean it up against the side to cover more surface area. We want that crust all the way around our venison. Don't squeeze or push it down. Use the tongs to hold it in place and make sure we've got a good contact with the pan. That is still incredibly soft. It's blue at this point. Keep it moving to avoid the grey band. What we want to do, get that heat down, keep it moving, hit it with the butter. Also thyme and garlic. Heat down, baste. So a bit more gently now. Keep basting, keep turning it. Beautiful foaming butter. This is really where the magic happens. Keep that butter foaming, don't let it burn, and this is going to be incredible. Let's check it again. Resting tray. Absolutely perfect. We're at 43, 41, 46. That is going to rest for 10 minutes. They pour that over the top. So what I like to do at this point is just start your timer, and basically we're going to give this 10 to 12 minutes. So we have the sauce on the heat now. So this is the point in the game where we want to reduce this sauce to our desired consistency. Still a little bit liquidy, so we're going to take it a bit further. We don't want it over reduced. It's not a glaze, it's a sauce after all. We want a nice mouthfeel, but equally we want it to be saucy, not glazy. Right, so, wow, delicious. The seasoning is on point. Punchy, but not too salty. And to finish, add the butter and just swirl that around on a low heat. And already that is beautifully emulsifying and getting glossy. This is called montéing. As it swells, the layers of butter are coming off and emulsifying where the butter is cold. And this will give us that nice, classic, glossy, saucy sauce. That is up to temp. That is truly a sauce fit for a king. That is to die for. So, in a few minutes, we're gonna carve up our venison and we're gonna serve. Right guys, there we go. So that is 10 minutes. That is our venison and we're ready to go. Right guys, so that there is our perfectly rested venison, and let's see if it's perfectly cooked. So guys, there we have it. That is exactly how I like my venison. Beautiful, blushing pink. Looks a little darker obviously because it's venison, not beef. That is perfectly done. Absolutely delicious stuff. our sauce. Tiniest pinch of some flaky sea salt. Pepper. Perfection. So guys, here we go. Perfectly cooked. The sauce looks incredible, but it's all about the flavour. Sauce is on point. That is good. Oh goodness, that is delicious. This is truly one of my absolute all-time favourites. It really is so good. I'm gonna be honest, this could very well beat a steak for me. The sauce just complements it so well. Like and subscribe. Click the link in the description below to sign up to my weekly newsletter, and you'll find all the recipes on my website, thewckchannel.com, and I'll see you next time.